Well, hey, good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for being here tonight at our Connect group. I'm so glad that you made it out. My name is Dominic Insenius. I'm the leader here at The Heart, where we are just a group of people trying to figure life out together one step at a time and trying to help each other explore God and explore our faith. And we do that in these Connect groups. We believe it's one of the best ways to do that together is to get together in these groups, to talk through some questions that we have based on the message from Sunday, and really to be in each other's lives, to be in each other's messes. That's how we all grow. Now, if you've never been to group before, we have a few questions, like I said, based on the message from Sunday. But even if you don't go to our church, or you've never been, or you haven't listened to the podcast, anything like that, you can still be a part of the conversation this evening and be a part of what God is doing here and be a part of growing together. Now, our series that we're in right now is called Yours. And what we've done in this message series, just kind of a collection of talks over a similar topic, is we've talked through what it looks like to make something that is yours ours, and how we can make our community yours. And when you make something that is ours yours, it takes on a different meaning for you. You start to be able to own it differently, and you can contribute to it in big ways. And this past week, what we talked about is what it looks like for the community that is around us. And we explored this idea that community around us is not necessarily a church community. It's not necessarily a community of somewhere that you go, but we have community in all kinds of different areas of our life, where we work, where we go to school. If we have our kids in sports or in dance, the parents that are around, that is a community that we can be a part of. And so what I want to do is we dive into these questions, and we looked a little bit at the story of Ruth. And I love this story. In fact, I love the Message Bible starts it with once upon a time. That's so cool. So we have Ruth chapter 1, verses 16 and 17. So you guys can read that now if you want to, or read it when we get to the question that digs into that verse a little bit. But the first question tonight, what I want us to be thinking about is, I want you to name some or all of the communities that are around you. Maybe just to start you off, and I want you to explore this a little bit, is the people that you live around, your neighbors, that is a community that you're a part of. The people that you work with, that is a community that you are a part of. The people that you constantly see at the coffee shop you go to, at your favorite restaurant, any clubs that you're in, anything where there is groups of people that you see on a consistent basis. I want you to name some of these communities. And then I want you to tell us which one of these communities, which one of these, maybe one or two, do you really connect with the most, and why? What is it about that group of people that allows you to really connect with them on a deep level, where you know maybe the most people, or you just feel a deep connection? So let's take some time to explore that together and see what you guys come up with. All right, now for our second question tonight, what I want to do is want to look on the other side of that same concept, that same question. So out of these communities that you are a part of, or that you see yourself in, these groups of people that are around you, I want to explore the idea of which one of these do you feel the most disconnected from? Which one of these communities has the least connection for you? And once you kind of think through that, it's not a negative thing. It's not a negative thing or a positive thing to be a part of one community and less a part of another. But what I want us to think about is, which one of these communities do we feel disconnected from, and why? What is it about this community that makes us have no connection to it? What is it about this community that makes us feel like, well, I'm not really there, or it's just something I do, or somewhere I go. It's not really a part of who I am, or whatever it happens to be. So let's explore this idea a little bit, is one of these communities that we named in the first question, and talk through what is the one or two communities that you feel the least connected to there, and why. Let's explore that idea of why you feel that way. So let's talk through this together and see what you guys think. All right, now for this third question tonight, what I want us to do is to look at the book of Ruth, chapter 1, verses 16 and 17. So you can get a Bible out if you have it, or you can pull it up on your phone if you want to, or you can just have somebody else read it. It's no big deal. Now, what I want us to do is read this, and in the context of community, in the context of choosing community, after we read this, I want to ask you, what makes Ruth's decision so powerful? What makes her decision impactful? And I want to know from you, have you ever made this decision for someone in your life, or maybe someone in your life has said these same kind of things to you, has said something similar to you that Ruth says to Naomi. So depending on what side that's on, or where you've experienced that, what makes Ruth's decision so impactful, so powerful? And when have you made a decision like this to be a part of someone's life? Or when has someone made a decision like this to be a part of your life? So let's explore that together and see what you guys think. Remember, in these questions, there's no right or wrong answers. It's not about making sure we're saying the right thing. It's about discovering who we are. It's about being honest with ourselves, honest about who we are. And that's how we can take steps forward in our faith, in our life, in our growth. So let's take some time together and see what you guys think. All right, now for our last question tonight, we always wrap up with a question that lets us apply what we're learning into our life. Our main goal here is not to get smarter. We want to get smarter, we want to gain knowledge, but only that which helps us move forward to progress in our life, to make progress in our faith, in our growth, in our leadership, in our relationships. So what I want us to do with this last question is, this week, how can you apply this into your life? In that Ruth chooses to be a part of community. Ruth chooses, and she says, your people will be my people. That is a strong choice for community. So for you, the question I have this evening is for this coming week, for this month, this year, however long you choose to implement this in your life, is what are you going to do to be planted, to be rooted where you are? What are you going to do to change from where you live to where you call home? What can and will you do this week to be planted where you are? And what can and will you do this week to choose community? To look at the people who are already around you and to choose community and to be a part of that. So this is going to be the last question for tonight. I'll leave you with this, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We are going to wrap up our series on yours this week with something that is going to be personal. Now that we've talked through the concept of making something that is ours yours and making something that is yours ours, now it's personal, and how can we take it forward from there? So I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening as well. And we'll see you this Sunday at 9:30 and 11 if I don't see you sooner than that. Okay, love you.